Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and finally we are here with my latest lazy commando after all the updates and new gear that we received. It is ready, and I had so much fun fine-tuning it for the last week, and here it is as well. Look how amazing it presents itself with this new Tesla, new outfits, masks, and the backpack that you can't really see from this angle. Look at the backpack from the front to the back. This build presents itself in a very amazing way. But of course the most important part will be a combat performance and what we put together. As well, why? As usually a short explanation for all the perks and everything else. So first, this is a special before legendary perks. There is plus 15 added through the legendary perks. I have luck, endurance and intelligence. The early prototype was only plus 10 points, so only endurance, intelligence, but I decided to add more, so now it's luck added as well. 15 seems to be perfect amount. The 10 was possible, but after a moment it wasn't lazy enough, so I added up to 15. Then other legendary perks. Master Infiltrator, it's lazy one, so it's a must, although I'm using it on all my loadouts, as you don't need all 6 legendary cards to be about combat efficiency for most part. Then I have both, taking one for the team and follow through. It works very well on the build that combine stealth and tankiness. Quite often they apply both. How do they apply both? If I go fight enemies, I engage stealth, so follow through will be active. They usually fire towards the direction I'm standing in. They can hear where you are, and even if they can't see you, they will fire in your direction. If any of the bullets hits you, taking one for the team will be triggered, so you will have both, and you can activate them both yourself, which is really cool. So I decided to go with it. To be absolutely honest about this build, if you want to start it earlier, you don't need anything else than the special. It will already work if you can add special 10 points. You'll need to cut down something, but if all you have is 2 special cards max out, it will already work. Now about the perks. So the initial version didn't include ammo weight reductions, but I added them. It's just not feasible without bandolier and batteries included. Too much management. I mean, it's not crazy, but I needed to manage my inventory every 2 hours, too often. So, traveling pharmacy, of course, chems, ammo. Carry weight is important on any lazy build. The damage, it's a full health, so damage cards need to be added. There is no compensating by just dropping your health to very low. So, Master Commando, Ground Pounder to reload faster, Tank Killer for armor piercing effect, Commando, Expert Commando. The Commando is rank 2 because we need room for 1 concentrated fire, 1 rank. So that's one. As well, for the Tesla, Grenadier is amazing as it increases the bounce radius. But I found out there is not enough room. You can consider occasionally swapping Commando for a Grenadier when you feel like you need more tagging on the events, so you can swap it or just swap Master Commando. That's better option to rank 1 and equip Grenadier. I'm running without, and it's just fine. A little bit worse for the Tesla, but better for everything else, and even for Tesla damage. There is 10% more damage instead of more bounce range. After that, endurance is 8. This is absolute minimum to achieve tankiness, as well as Sunkist, so I don't ever need to manage rats. It only works during the day, but from my observation over last week, I never had a night in which I would accumulate above 50% of my health bar in rats, and that's all okay. I can sacrifice half of my health, and it will be still absolutely fine. Now, Charisma, essential. Strength in numbers, Tenderizer for damage, and Friendly Fire for healing friendlies. Intelligence, all science perks for energy weapons. Tesla is energy weapon, so increasing the damage of those by 30%, plus bashes included to carry ammo. First aid happened to not be necessary, as I'm accumulating more stim packs than I can use. They trigger themselves, so I don't even need to press the button. I usually just sell all the stim packs that are not super stim packs. So super stim packs heal perfectly fine without any boost. Then agility through Haika for more carry weight, even though I am normally not collecting a lot of food and this type of items on this build. You will accidentally pick them up. Event rewards will drop them on you if you want it or not. Adding through hiker, you don't need to check this many very often at all. Enforcer for occasional crippling. I am carrying a shotgun. In my case, it is a Peppa Shaker. It's just 1 point and nothing cripples as fast when you need to do those daily and weekly challenges with crippling enemies. So that's just for convenience. It's a lazy build. Born survival, so I don't need to press a stimpack button. Escape artist, so I can use stealth. This is the one and only perk really needed on stealth and Rambo options combined, so stealth and tank. After that, gunfu, so I don't need to manually switch the target in VATS. White Knight, so my armor do not break constantly. Without White Knight, it does break a lot when you try to tank enemy damage. So it's a must for a lazy build. And lastly, Adrenaline is maxed out, as that's the most universal damage boosting card on this build. In addition to Bloody Mess, this is the second most universal. So Adrenaline, Bloody Mess just boost all our damage regardless which weapon we will equip. And then criticals. Better criticals combined with critical savvy, we can achieve crit every second shot with weapons with extra crit recharge, or every third shot on other weapons. Class freak, so mutations have less negatives, mainly make us more tanky, and on full health build it's quite important. And someone is sharing additional Bloody Mess. So those are the perks. Now the gear. Weapons, there is a lot, so let me start with mutations. Quick look on mutations. Those are quite standard for Commando. Adrenal reaction. Even though most of the time we are at high health, sometimes it drops and the side effects is so little that it's worth to have damage increased occasionally. Bird bones, extra agility falling slower. Carnivore, that's the lazy food, as you can buy it everywhere. Therefore, every lazy build I am making is a carnivore, even though herbivore gives you easily craftable critical damage boost. We are not into it. We are into laziness here. If you want to manage a little bit more your food, you are free to switch for a herbivore. But you will be trading off a lot of carry weight and other goodies easily accessible. Eagle Eyes for criticals and hit chance. Egghead, why not, extra intelligence almost free. Herd mentality, all special bonuses. Marsupial jumping higher, Scully skin for extra tankiness, and speed demon to move faster and reload faster. So you can see I'm running a lot of food, but I did not craft a single one of those. So this is all the food that can be purchased. Therefore I didn't craft any, and most of the food is basically generated by my camp. So this is the gamma of bonuses available for you without any crafting, with minimum effort. So I intentionally apply them all so you can see what the lazy build can offer. You don't need to run any, to be honest, to use this build. It works without consuming any food. But if it's free and being generated at your camp from Milux Steamer and sold by vendors, including this vendor at Nuka World on tour over there, then why not? It doesn't cost you time or effort and gives bonuses. Overall, I think it's worth it. Now the armor. So, for the armor set, I do have Civil Engineer, a full set of weapon weight reduction with other effects being random, and it's all modified with ultralight, with exception of the chest piece that comes with a jetpack. I have jetpack on it. I was lucky to get one piece with fire resist. Other are completely random. One overeaters here, so a little bit like if you were watching my video when I was crafting it, I was not very lucky. So that's the best I was able to get. The good news about this armor, you can find occasionally those pieces with weapon weight reduction at player vendors, so you can get them without crafting, usually very cheap if it's a random stuff. It's a little bit of looking around, but you should be able to complete this set. And the big bonus, weapon breaks slower, so we don't need gunsmith at all. That's enough of improvement to weapon breakage, so it's no longer the issue on fast breaking weapons. So surprisingly, more noticeable than I anticipated when I first time reviewed this armor set, so maybe I should say yeah. Weapon breaks 35% slower is indeed a good effect. Especially on lazy builds. Now, about my under armor, it's the jumpsuit, Volt jumpsuit, relatively easily accessible, and most importantly, it's boosting luck, so it's easier to get those criticals. Then, Thrasher outfit, that's from the season pass, if you are wondering. After that, Fastnacht turkey mask, that's from Fastnacht obviously, as it in name, and the backpack is Thrasher plushy backpack. This one comes with new boss fight with the robot bosses from the map expansion. If you nuke the map expansion, they spawn and they have a chance to drop a plan for this backpack. This is the look, this is the armor. Now the important part, weapons. And I'm carrying a lot, but there is huge selection you can use. So Peppa Shaker for crippling purposes, any shotgun will do. Red APA for occasional usage when in daily op it says that you can only kill by melee attacks. This kills incredibly fast, even if you have no build for it. Enclave Plasma Flamer, this one is for healing with the friendly fire as well. Huge amount of damage from hip fire and healing myself, so I'm incredibly tanky. I'm doing a lot of damage. I don't need to use VATS with this weapon and I can heal allies. So that's awesome. The Railway, the absolute boss killer. I don't know if you'll be lucky to get something like that. This is a perfect roll. Quad, critical damage, more VATS recharge. So with this one, I only need 23 luck to get criticals every second shot, which is it's quite easy to achieve at full health build. And Elder's Mark, this one is even better about criticals, as Elder's Mark and any Tommy gun has this built-in effect of faster critical recharge. So together with that, I only need 20 luck to achieve critical every second shot with this Elder Mark. It's a DPS beast when I want to remain in stealth. So if I want to remain in stealth, Elder's Mark. If I am fine with being detected, Quad Railway Rifle. I have a fixer as well with bonus VATS hit chance instigating, less AP cost. This is super lazy daily driver. Helps with stealth, huge damage, kills really fast, do not cost much in AP, perfect hit chance all the time. So that's the lazy approach with this one. I have Prime Automatic Receiver. It's not necessary, but enemies tend to drop more ammo back than I'm using on this one. So Ultra Sight ammo is not a problem. As well, I have my easy farming route, my ammo guide if you are interested, that you can take like over 1k ammo in 5 minutes wherever you need it, for free, for whatever weapon basically. Holy Fire, it's not really in use, but I'm carrying it, I have no room in my stash. After that, what else I'm using is Bertha. This is my favorite. This is my favorite. Amazing lazy weapon. Firing ahead and everything dies. So that's perfect for lazy. Amazing for events too. Good DPS. It's a really good weapon overall. Then I can use other fixers, other handmaids, whatever I really need. I already queued addictions. Addictions were not very good. And for some extra fun, automatic alien disintegrator. This is not amazing weapon. Unfortunately, alien disintegrator is actually better on rifleman with a single shot option than it is on automatic, but still usable and makes a nice sound. So that's basically the weaponry. And one that I missed. I missed that, of course. Burning cremator. Slow burning. So huge dot even without the build. So you can see 1500. Enough for expedition. Enough for open area enemy tagging. So that's why it's in here. For open area events and expeditions, I can always equip cremator. And it will surprisingly work very well. Without any build around it. It's just such a good dot. Such a good dot on this particular one. If you have one, I recommend using. If you don't, buy with gold bullion save from the crater. You need to grind reputation though, if you missed the season. Now, how does this build perform? Let's shoot some enemies. So with Bertha, let's go after super mutants. So how well will Bertha perform on those lovely super mutants? Oh, I forgot to reload. So look, even legendary. Perfect, no problem. Not really much in the aiming department, and it reloads real fast. So that's the most important. And I'm tanking it all. It's fine. Oh, I have no team, so my stats are affected. Why I have no team? Okay, now I'm on the team. I probably was kicked from my previous team. I don't know why. Or maybe team disappeared. So tanking. Oh. Do I have unmutated teammate? Yeah, I have teammate without mutations. So that's the worst case scenario, but it's worth to address in here. If you have teammate without mutations, you will perform worse because Speed Demon is giving you a lot of tankiness. So if there is a teammate that do not have mutation, and you can tell by jumping, if you do not jump as high as you do, you know teammate do not have mutation, as your strength number is not triggering. That's easy. Or if you open the stat page and you look at those values, it is like +6, +4. I know that this teammate does not have mutations, so I'm more squishy because of that. It's still the thing, yes, you need a teammate with Speed Demon at least. This one mutation, it's the key. Why is it like that? I do not honestly know. Speed Demon basically works like Empath, but better. So you need a teammate with Speed Demon for most part. And now I found a teammate with Speed Demon, and that's how my mutations look like. And now you will see the difference in tankiness. Let me go here, aggravate some of those super mutants. So they will get angry and they will start fighting me, and you will see the difference in tankiness. I was taking quite significant and visible damage outside tanking all those super mutants. As you were able to notice, that was because there was no teammate with Speed Demon, and I am not running a blocker, because if I have a teammate with Speed Demon, I basically do not need a blocker perk. Those enemies do not hit so hard anymore. As you can see, no problem tanking all this damage. Not at all. It's only a problem if there is no teammate with Speed Demon. And now, about killing those enemies with the Tesla. 0 aiming required. If you are okay with wasting all the ammo, of course. 0 aiming required. If you want to sneak a little bit, just engage sneak. Escape artist kicks in really nice. And now let's say I equip my daily driver fixer. So for the headshots, look how well it goes. Look how well it goes. Annihilates all those super mutants. The only thing I could have better on this fixer is if it would go with faster VATS critical. So it would be more damage. With that version, I have criticals every third and not second shot, which is visible difference, but still kills really fast. Usually you need to wait a half a second or a second after you shoot 3 to 4 rounds. Super mutants need time. I mean, server needs a time to acknowledge they have been annihilated. As you can see, that's just how servers work. You can do DPS faster, then server can process it. Now, open area scenarios. So we are switching for the railway rifle. Oh, what I should probably address as well, I have like no poison resist on this build at all, unfortunately. And it's not too bad, I need to say. The one situation that poison resist would be needed is in daily ops. But for that situation, or if you need to enter a nuke zone for some reason, you just use a Union Power Armor. I figured out it's way simpler than doing anything else. Just enter Union Power Armor and look at the damage on this Scourge Beast. Absolutely brilliant with the railway. And you probably notice I was always hitting enemies. That's the magic of railway. I didn't miss on those Scourge that far away, even with 20% hit chance. That's because if you have critical every other shot and you do have a railway, if you start with a critical, it's a guarantee hit. The second spike following will be guaranteed hit too because they are so fast. And both spikes hitting will recharge your critical for next enemy. So just target enemy, 2 spikes, wait for Ganfu to retarget or retarget manually, another 2 spikes, and it is working. Do I have critical? Yes, so I can demonstrate it here. So basically critical, 2 spikes, retarget, 2 spikes, let's hit, 2 spikes, hit, dead. And I think my critical didn't recharge now as my luck dropped below. So 20 luck is if I don't have camp boost or food boost, my food boost expire, I can take +4 from the camp, or that's a perfect, if I don't want, that's a perfect opportunity. I can just use Elder's Mark. That will still give me criticals every second shot. And Elder's Mark is surprisingly efficient. So let's visit another fissure site and we'll be sneaking around if... Oh. This fissure site is abandoned. Okay, the game crashed on me, but I am back. There is another Scourge Beast. We are using Elder's Mark. So generally a short range weapon, but now since Bethesda adjusted a little bit how the damage drop-off actually works, we can use it, at least we should be able to use it quite efficiently up to a medium distance. So let's see on this Scourge Beast. Yep, the damage was really good. Oh, it's actually dead. A sliver of health. So that is Elder's Mark. So Tommy Gun performs real well. Regardless of the distance. Remains hidden. Nice stealth. As you can see, radiation from fissure sites, it's not too big of a problem. When they really fire, you need to spend a little bit more ammo. But you will still get them. So Tommy guns, other weapons, the choices are almost endless what you can use with this build. All those weapons will perform, some just better than the other. Like, for example, railways. Of course the king, but that's given. That's known king for this moment. And Clay Plasma Flame are really good if you don't want to use any VATs. So the full arsenal, you can use whatever else you want. Play around with weapons on this build, just enjoy it. Anchorage Ace is a good option too. Not as good as Elder's Mark, but good. With a suppressor added. A lot of fun, and this extra VATS hit chance, this is actually helpful. This is actually helpful on lazy build. I think there's one more Scorch left somewhere. Oh, so we can see with relatively high distance and partially behind those bushes, the headshot hit chance is good. And now it's 90%. So yeah, it works. Anchorage Ace and other weapons that you may have in your possession. Perfect. And look at this cute backpack when jetpack is used. Moving the head to the side. So this is basically the build. Ultimate, lazy, stealth and Rambo Commando. And goofy looking option if you want to copy it, or anything works. You can go for more serious look. I did not want to go for a more serious look, so I went for that to fit perfectly a new updated map expansion and everything together. If you have any questions about the build, let me know in the comment section. I will try to help you out, or just ask them on the Turtle Cast on Friday. And that being said, thank you for watching, and see you all in the next one.